It's the 1st of May, which means the monthly candle has just closed, which means it is time for the new video every single month where we look at the previous monthly closes and see how that is going to allow us to predict what could possibly happen this month and how things are looking for the next month and maybe next couple of months ahead. What's up guys, Dirk here from intelligentcryptocurrency.com. If you are new to the channel, subscribe below, click that notification bell so you do get future updates whenever I upload a video. These are important updates that you don't want to miss. And of course, if you really don't want to miss them, you want to get on my email list, first link in the description below. Sign up for my free crypto masterclass. That way you get on my email list and I can just send you an email every time I upload a new video so you don't miss a single episode. Alright, so as you may know, if you've been following the channel for the last couple of months, on the 1st of every month, I do this update where we look at the monthly candle close to see if that gives us any insights into the future, what lies ahead for this month. So currently, we had this Bitcoin close, we're at $58,000. The monthly candle, you can see over here, it closed at $57,784. And that was literally just a few hours ago. So before we get into the prediction of what I think lies ahead for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and various altcoins, let's go back and revisit last month's prediction to see how accurate or inaccurate that was. So this video is in my technical analysis playlist. I will link to it up here. I'll link to it in the description below if you want to watch the full video. I'm just going to play a small segment on the Bitcoin price prediction. This was made on April the 1st. You can see back then we were trading at $59,000. So here's what I said last time. For now, for Bitcoin for April, I think it is possible that we're going to see $70,000 to $80,000. In terms of downside, we shouldn't get below this 45,000. And it is possible we get some sort of tricky sell-off in the meantime, but I actually think it's more likely it's just going to go up and we're going to see $70,000 to $80,000 in April. Hashtag not financial advice. Alright, so going back to the chart, this video that I just showed you, it was made on April the 1st when we had this big green month. I said it was possible we could continue to $70,000, maybe even $80,000. That was the upside potential if we continue going straight up. But I did say there was potential for some tricky downside, for some sell-off potential, and we shouldn't get below $45,000. Well, we went, what was the low? We went to $47,090. So that was absolutely still spot on. We did have some upside. So again, this was a tricky doji candle with both upside and downside. We had a high of, you can see, wow, 6666.66. That is a very interesting high on Bittrex. You can see over there. So basically we had the upside, we had the downside. Now, the cool thing about this is that it was actually a very much needed pause on the momentum that was already getting a bit ridiculous. You see, we had 6 green monthly candles. That was absolutely phenomenal. And if we would have had another green monthly candle, the 7th one for the month of April, it would more increase the chance that the rally, the bull run, would be closer to an end, in my opinion. Now that we've had this whole month of pause and we had a slight red candle, it's probably one of the better red candles that we can ask for if we were to get a red candle. We had a nice pause, broke the momentum, reset the indicators. A lot of people got really scared when we started dipping below that 50,000. We pulled right back up. Actually, yesterday we had a nice move towards the end of the monthly candle close. It pulled back up by quite a few $1,000s actually, and we got that close. So now this is a doji, which by itself doesn't really mean much. It's basically indecision. It basically almost closed at the same level that it opened, upside and downside. Well, once again, looking at past historical data, because that is basically what we have to go by, you can see over here that April, for the most part, has been green. And where it was red, it was super tiny. So I'd have to do the numbers. This one is a bit outdated from February, but we had a slightly negative red month. I'd say it's in the single-digit percentages, right? So we had a slight red month over there, which perfectly matches the previous historic performance. We were unlucky to have one of these red ones because mostly it's been green, but like I said, I think it's actually a good thing that we had a slight negative red month. Now, May and June are still, for the most part, green historically. especially May. You can see we had one -1%, which is basically green. That's zero, that's negligible. And we actually only since 2011 had one bad May for Bitcoin where it was -18%. Every single other month it's been green, right? So since we just had this pause in April, I think that this month in May has a good chance of once again being green and really being bullish for most of crypto. Now, going back to where we were on the chart, so you can see over here, we have this doji. So again, there's two options, right? Since we had this, sometimes they happen twice in a row. So what this means is that we could still see a retest of these lows, maybe not as low, maybe 50,000, I would guess. So there is possibility for downside this month, but that is not a requirement or a guarantee. It could also go straight up from here. It really depends on what's going to happen. So given that May is traditionally a high chance of being a bullish month and a green month, seeing what's going on, seeing that we had this consolidation, you know, all we need is really for one big corporation, one big company, Walmart, Facebook, any of the other ones, to announce that they bought $1 billion worth of Bitcoin, and we're going to get a huge green candle. And again, we are still, I think we should still see in the $70,000 to $80,000 level for Bitcoin. Now, if we're going to see that this month, I don't know. Like I said, it is a possibility. There could also still be some trickery. But again, I don't think we should get below the lows of April. So if we do get near the 47,000, that would kind of be the line in the sand for me. I don't think we would get there. So any dips, I would still see personally as buying opportunities. Obviously not financial advice. And I think there's also a pretty decent chance we just move a lot higher, and we see between $70,000 and $80,000 this month. All right, let's move over to Ethereum, because Ether has had a crazy pump. It had the biggest monthly candle, huge. You can see over here, we went from the open at $1,922 to the close at $2,777. So that was huge. Massive candle. You can see how that looks completely different to Bitcoin. And I've been saying for a while, we'll go look at my previous prediction in a second, that we would hit at least $2,800 because that would be double the old high. Bitcoin has already done 3x the old all-time high. So for Ethereum to do that, that would be up to 4,200. But first, before I say that, let's go look at last month's prediction. So let's look at, again, April 1st prediction for ETH. What I said at this time, it was trading at $1,927. Then you can see that is exactly what happened. We are currently trading at $1,927, so almost back at that old high. You can see it went straight up next to it. And I think my prediction for ETH, I still think ETH has been lagging Bitcoin quite a bit, because Bitcoin is literally 3x the old 2017 high. Here we haven't even 2x'd the 2018 high. Okay, so 2x would be just over $2,800. I think Ethereum is still lagging. I think it's going to play catch up, and you know, people have price targets of anywhere between $5,000 and $20,000 per ETH. I don't know if it's going to go to $20,000 per ETH, but I do think that this month could very well be a nice green monthly candle. And if I were to guess, it could actually be possible we're going to see somewhere between $2,500 and $3,000 for Ethereum in April if we get this bullish month that I think is actually going to happen. So that was pretty spot on. We were at 1927, this candle over here. I said it would actually be possible between 2,500 and 3,000. That is pretty much exactly what happened. The high was 2,800. That was exactly double the old previous high, and that has come into play. So I still think that Ethereum is still at this point lagging Bitcoin, because Bitcoin has already done a 3x of the previous high. So it went, the previous high, let's round it up to 20,000. It already went up to almost $65,000. So it did more than a 3x. So again, the previous high here was 1,420. Let's keep it 1,400 for easy math. 3x, that is basically $4,200, which would put it somewhere around this level over here as a target. We can actually move this. Let's see if it's going to hit that. So $4,200 is over here, and at this point there is a lot of bullish momentum behind ETH. It seems like it's playing catch up. It had 7 monthly green candles in a row. I don't think that's ever happened in the history of ETH. Now, what we're also seeing is we are seeing a lot of ETH being taken off exchanges. People are buying it up in large quantities. Obviously, ETH is actually being used, you know, unlike a Bitcoin, which is just people are just buying it and holding it on wallets. Yeah, sometimes maybe they'll put it on BlockFi or try and get interest on it or something like that. But basically with ETH, it's a different story because a lot of people are using it for utility. So there's a lot of ETH being locked up in ETH 2.0 smart contracts for staking. There's a lot of ETH being used for DeFi, for yield farming, for all sorts of protocols. There's a lot of ETH being used for transactions, for gas fees, all that kind of stuff. So I think there's a lot more pressure behind ETH, like upside pressure, and a lot more people are buying it to use it also, and it's being locked up, which means the supply is being reduced. So I think there's a good chance we're still going to see a lot higher in ETH prices. Keep in mind, in July, the ETH update, a very important one, is set to roll out, which would help with scaling issues and hopefully reducing fees too. So that would be really good for ETH. So I think there's still a lot more room to the upside for ETH. Now, whether or not that's just going to continue going, we are at record levels at this point. I mean, 7 monthly candles in a row without a red one, without much of a significant pullback at all, really, leaves us open to at any point having some sort of pullback. But based on the monthly candles, I think it's completely possible that we actually have another big green month in ETH. And if we do, I mean, it depends how crazy things go, but who knows, we might have another huge blow off up to $4,000. That might be a little bit on the high side, somewhere between 3,500 and 4,000 if we get that green monthly candle. If we do get downside, I think this previous top should be the maximum we could go. So we shouldn't get below $2,000 if there is a sell-off, and that would be a pretty big sell-off from 2,800. So I actually kind of doubt that. I think it's more likely that we are going to go higher, and hopefully we'll see $3,500 to $4,000 Ethereum this month. And that would still be the target. 4,200 would be what I expect ETH to reach on the low side before this entire bull run is complete. So let's have a look and head over to some of the altcoins to see how they're looking on the monthly. Looking at NEO, to me that looks really good. This is a nice green candle. We could see another one continuation over here, and maybe we'll see even a little bit higher. So I think it's possible we see between, again, this previous top, but probably a bit higher, between maybe 160 and $200 for NEO could be a potential this month. Then looking at, for example, OMG, again, they have a nice doji over here, so similar thing. Low side, it shouldn't really get below the bottom of this one, but upside, it could go straight up. And who knows, you know, if we get a really bullish pumping month, we could double this and see maybe $14 to $16 on OMG. ICX, the monthly candle here, doesn't really indicate too much. You can see it pulled back to pretty much the previous low of the month before that. So here, again, we could have some more downside in ICX. I don't think it should go below 150. If it does, and upside, I mean, we could get a big green candle also if we get a really bullish month, like hopefully I think is the case. You know, we could see $4 ICX. I still think that should be the minimum target over here, somewhere in the box, maybe between $4 and $5 ICX, hopefully this month, but otherwise in the next, you know, 2 or 3 months. Keep in mind, Icon 2.0 is also on track for launching, hopefully in July, otherwise in August, so that should be really bullish for the ICX price too. And then we can continue to look at different altcoins, like for example Binance Coin. It has a monster run the last 3 months. So you can see in February it went from $50 to now $626. That is a 12x already. And by the way, Binance Coin was actually the newsletter coin for intelligent cryptocurrency on February the 7th. So it covered it at about $70, did a write-up on it, and you can see we're almost 10x from that level in the last 2 months. So if you want to get those newsletters and you want to be part of intelligent cryptocurrency, second link in the description below. You get all the details. You can sign up as a member there. Then we have XRP, huge month. It went from 55 cents, you can see over here, to a high of almost $2. Really bullish. There was all this FUD over here with the SEC lawsuits and the court cases and the delistings, and that's kind of being resolved, and I suspect it'll probably get resolved in a good way. And when it does, if it gets relisted on exchanges, we could see a huge pump. XRP is probably at some point going to revisit these all-time highs, if not go higher. And it's very possible, again, if we do get this bullish month that I hope we get, that we see another huge big green candle, and we could see anywhere between 250 and 350 on XRP if that would be the case. Looking at Zilliqa, same, it's a very nice uptrending market. You can see over here, nothing too crazy, nothing too parabolic just yet. It's slowly building. The green candle, nice red one, a pause, green candle, every time pulling back. You see last month we had a pullback, but exactly to this trend line. So again, I mean, it could definitely still do a pullback, and maybe it goes down to 14 cents or something like that, which also would be this previous high. But at this point, again, if we do get this bullish month, which I am leaning towards, hopefully we will get that, we could just see a huge blast up here, and we might see 30-cent Zilliqa actually this month. So overall, guys, this is all just obviously guesses. I can't see the future. There's no guarantees, so don't take this as financial advice, because it's not. But it's just based on probabilities, on looking at the previous charts, looking at the patterns, looking at what historically the sentiment is in May and in Q2, which is usually bullish for crypto in general. So hopefully this is going to be a very, very good month for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and different altcoins. And we'll be able to look back on this in a month from now on June the 1st and see how accurate this was, or what ended up happening in this month. Also keep in mind, this month, in less than 2 weeks from now, we actually have the 12-month anniversary of the Bitcoin halving that happened last year in May 2020. So this month, I think we're in for some interesting price action. Hopefully it's all going to be bullish to the upside, and we're going to see a big pump. So guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, smash the like button. If you're not yet subscribed, subscribe, click the notification bell, so that way you get updates. And if you want to get updates via email, just click on the first link in the description below. Sign up for my free crypto masterclass. That way you get on my email list, and I can send you an email every time I upload a video to let you know that there's something to watch. And finally, before closing this off, if you want help with cryptocurrency, if you want to know how it works, if you need guidance, if you want to understand where to buy and how to store your coins and how to do research, and if you want support and you want feedback, then I have an all-in-one package. It's called Intelligent Cryptocurrency. Basically, it's education, it's research, it's community, and it's support. So you get access to my courses, my tutorials. Every single month, I write a newsletter where I feature one cryptocurrency project that I think has high potential. You have all of those in the archive too, so you get access to all past editions. You get access to myself and over 700 crypto investors worldwide in a private chat group. So I'm in there personally every day, but we're all trying to figure out this market, trying to make as much money as possible, figuring out when to sell, what the best exit strategy is, sharing ideas, coins, and all sorts of things. So really, if you want any sort of success with cryptocurrency, or you want to best increase your chances of success, that is the place to be. There's a 60-day money-back guarantee, so no risk to you. Second link in the description below if you want the details and you want to sign up. Come and join us in there. We hang out there every single day. It's a fantastic place to be. So thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video. Peace.